Hello, and welcome to the commentary track for Purple Stuff. I am the writer director, Joseph Henry Vrenick, and here we go. Movies officially started with Product Placement Central. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about how this particular idea came to be. So, originally, I had pitched a joke premise for a feature film based around the Sunny D commercial where they open the fridge and they go soda, OJ, purple stuff, kind of like what you just saw at the beginning here. And I had pitched a joke movie about that, and what I had come up with was basically it was what if American Pie met the Blob? Like what if those characters in that kind of movie just all of a sudden had the Blob as an antagonist? And I kind of started to take that idea a little bit seriously to the point where I was fleshing it out more than just a joke. Like there was a beginning, middle, end, characters, motivations. Like I began to take this a little bit seriously. Um, so by the time I had gone to film school and was taking film classes, I had remembered this idea and thought to myself, well, I need a project. How about I try turning this into a short film because I just want to see if I can do it, and I like the idea enough that I am willing to actually make this as a short film. And who knows where the feature will. I don't know if the feature will actually happen. That actually needs a budget, but I pitched the idea, and it was a little difficult getting people on board for this project because it was very different, very special effects heavy, very odd. And not a lot of people were making movies like this at the time, except for Lung Fu, Rain Conversi's film, Lung Fu, which was kind of weird in a similar vein to this, but much weirder. Um, so it really took a lot of convincing for people to come on board to this, except for maybe Tanner Kraft. I think getting him on board was relatively simple. I don't remember, but there's a reason why I called this the little movie that could is because this movie was just immediately doubted upon pitch, and it honestly felt like it wasn't going to work. People thought it wasn't going to work. During pre-production, I was nervous that this wasn't going to work, and then during production, when we were in this apartment, tight spaces, lots of lights, lots of crew. We needed a lot of room for special effects. It, it got a little stressful to say the least. I mean, we certainly had our fun making the movie, but the entire time I was making it, I'm putting all of my effort into this. Like, I love this shot here, by the way. But I'm putting all of my effort into making this, and I am just constantly okay. Is this gonna work? Well, I'm gonna try and make it work, but I doubt it's gonna work. And then I'll never forget showing this movie right next to the movie that I wrote for Tanner Kraft. Watching his movie crossed off. This is not available online anymore. You can't watch it. I keep forgetting that we put the Blob VHS right there. It's actually pretty clever. But anyway, we showed a movie that's no longer available online, Crossed Off, which I had wrote for Tanner Kraft, and it just got completely decimated. People frigging hated that movie, and it particularly got torn apart story-wise. And Purple Stuff was going to play after the break, because this was during class and we're showing off rough cuts. And we showed the rough cut of this, and people seemed to really buy into it. Like, people actually enjoyed it, which kind of took me by surprise. Especially because people just doubted it almost immediately. Oh god, this was a interesting thing to shoot here. 'Cause that's all sped up. That's clearly a fake hand. That's a tube that we just kind of shoved into a sweatshirt and just put in front of the camera. Very poorly, might I add, but that's also kind of the point of it. We're homaging really bad 80s grindhouse movies with these. Kind of went through, like, and I still kind of am, but I went through like a whole grindhouse phase when I made this. The VHS thing is all Mason Vitro's idea, and now here we are at the very end of this thing, and I'm looking at all of the purple stuff all over the floor, and I'm looking at the fridge again. There's probably still leftover bits of purple stuff in that apartment. I love this shot too. The hardest shot of the movie to get. But yeah, there's probably still purple stuff in crevices of that apartment in some capacity because I mean, if they're still on the Apple boxes that we have at Webster University, their film equipment, if it's still on those, there's a chance that it's still in that apartment. We wound up getting that apartment because of my producer, Allison Bova, who, God bless her, is arguably one of the best producers I've ever worked with. But we got it through a friend of hers, and going to the fridge, but we're talking about this fridge, and we had to shoot that opening shot of the fridge, and I have no idea what exactly was in there that was creating this god awful smell, but it just made this whole set reek, and it was kind of awful just sitting and shooting this movie because whenever we would open that thing, that scent would just linger, and it was not pleasant. Oh yeah, that's right. We have a blooper, which I'm very happy that I at least put in the film because, unfortunately, the rest of the footage for this movie is long gone. I unfortunately had the hard drive brick on me the day we showed the final cuts of this movie, and I almost actually lost the whole movie too, which, god damn, that I would have hated that, but thankfully my producer had a copy. But I put the blooper in just for the heck of it because I don't know, I thought it would just be fun. But we had other bloopers. I wanted to make like a whole blooper reel. We had a deleted scene that I wanted to put in, and well, not put in, but I wanted to release it separately, but can't do that now because my teacher pulled out my hard drive from his computer at the wrong time and it bricked my hard drive, so it's all long gone now, and my cinematographer, who is the only person who would have the footage, doesn't have it anymore, so unfortunately all of that is lost to time, but at least we still have the final cut. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this commentary track. I thought it was fun. I could probably do like a whole hour, maybe 2 hour thing explaining the production of this movie. I had a fun time making it, sort of ish. It was painful, but looking back on it seemed fun, and I have fond memories of this. But if you want that, let me know in the comments. I could probably release something on Bandcamp talking about it or something. I don't know. I know I talked about it on a podcast that Joe Johnson is going to release at some point, but that's another story for another day. Have a great Thanksgiving or whatever holiday you're watching this on, and I will see you all later. Thanks.